to the Invest Podcast. I'm your host, the one and only never duplicated Johnny Invest. Smack that subscribe button to be notified every time we drop dope and banging content. I got a national level NPC bodybuilder in the building. He actually just competed in Texas, and I can tell you, this guy came that close to his pro card. He could taste it. I mean, I seen his look. I said, I think he's there. He was that close. And I mean, I seen him. I seen the other guy. Respect to the judges, but sometimes bodybuilding, when it comes to 1 and 2, it's very subjective. Right. So we could easily be sitting here saying, IFBB Pro, but I think it's going to be very, very close next time. I think you're going to get it. I mean, could you almost taste it? I mean, it was that close. I mean, you look, from when I seen you at the show prior, you looked good. Yeah. And I seen you again a week later. I said, oh my fucking God, what, this guy looks like scary freak. I mean, the ripple, I mean, it was just insane. Anyway, without further ado, let's welcome my man ELDO back onto the podcast. ELDO, what's up, man?
What's up, how are you?
Good, good. Talk to me a little bit just about your bodybuilding journey. Talk to you about my listeners about when you kind of started bodybuilding. Like, when did you get into it? And you're still fairly a young guy in this sport, and you're on the cusp of having an IFB Pro card.
Yeah, so I started bodybuilding around 2018, 2019. Before that, I used to do a lot of martial arts, like track and field and all that stuff.
Okay.
So I do have some background, like working out.
So you're already like an athlete?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So started bodybuilding around 2018, 2019. I think I started competing around 2018 actually, when I was 19 or 20 years old. I did like 4 shows. I think last show was the 5th one, and the national was the 6th one.
6.
Yeah, so like few shows I did all by myself, pretty much. I self-coach.
Self-coaching. Yeah, well, did pretty well.
Yeah. So I do have that confidence in me, but every time you won't be able to like peak properly.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially when you have a client.
Yeah.
How do you focus on? So that's where
we're gonna get
game changes. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
Because you would you took some time off competing. I think the last time before you competed in 2024 was it 2022?
Yeah, 2022 August Tahoe.
Okay.
That was the last show I did.
So just talk to me about needing to get back mentally for it, because when you do any type of a prep, and I'm getting ready to start soon myself, you just have to mentally be there.
Right.
Because once you lock and once you start, that's it. You're locked in.
Exactly.
16 weeks or whatever, how long, 20 weeks, however long it takes, and you're just locked. So I think for a while, we talked, and you had just been through a lot of things personally, mentally, didn't know if you wanted to be able to compete again, but you just talked to me about your work with Patrick.
Yeah.
You got that fire in you going again.
I remember talking to you like 2023, end of 2023 or like mid 2023. I think I'm done with bodybuilding. I don't have that fire in me anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm just here to get like peace, like at the gym, to get peace or do something which I love to do. That's why I was at the gym.
Yeah.
Then like around 2024, I think like I got a little bit more serious about bodybuilding, but not competing yet.
Yeah.
So then one day Patrick came to me. He's just a young kid who just walked around the gym.
Shout out to Patrick. Yeah. He's a kid that he just started competing. He's young. He has so much potential. You see his physique of where he's at right now. I don't even think he knew what he has, but shout out to Patrick. He will be pro one day. I seen the physique, and he's just so young. If he can just stay focused, man, you know, definitely sky's the limit.
Yeah. So he just came to me one day. He's like, dude, I wanna compete. I was like, are you sure?
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, I wanna compete. Okay. And he asked me, can you be my coach?
That's awesome.
Of course, dude.
That's the story.
Just DM me tonight. Send me your check-ins.
Yeah.
This dude sent me his first picture next morning. Yeah. From there, it was just a journey.
And that's all she wrote. He's done like about 2 shows right now already, right?
No, he did 3 shows.
He did 2 shows.
So I made him do the last show. Yeah. The last show which he did with me.
Battle of the Bay.
Yeah. So after the SAC show, he told me, I'm gonna go on off season. Then I said, dude, I think you can do a lot better than the previous show. I've seen you at your peak.
Yeah, it looked better last time.
Yeah, so I said, give it one more last shot. I want you to look at your best physique at the last show.
Yeah.
Just give one last chance.
Yeah, he looked good. I was there.
Yeah, finish 2024 with a good good ending. You know what I'm saying?
And I was there, and it was awesome because I seen coach versus client.
Yeah.
And I was like, who's it gonna be, you know? I was
So-
talking to the girls on the side. I said, hey, he coaches him. So you have, it's like, it's a testament to your coaching.
Yeah.
And it's also a testament to you as a competitor.
Right. Yeah.
Because the coach did win, but maybe one day it's the other way. But the coach won that day, and it was close. But that was pretty cool because like you had the coach and the client right there, and it's like
he was a lot tighter than me on that morning. I was kind of spilled over.
yeah.
So my midsection was kind of spilled over actually. So I mean, he had a chance to beat me
He
actually.
did.
Yeah. So
It was close.
Yeah. In that morning, Phil, right? We were talking to Phil and we were talking. What if me and him play stop two?
Yeah.
What if that happens?
Dude, I was like,
and that happened.
I was like I said, I was telling the ladies, I said, hey, do you know that this guy's right now? I was like, what? They're like, what? Like, yeah. That's really like a dope, like surreal moment. Again, a testament to you, a testament to him.
Yeah, that was a moment actually.
Both of you guys 1 and 2, going head to head. I mean, you can't ask for the better. You know, maybe the best person wins, whoever the judges pick.
Yeah.
Again, you took some break off bodybuilding, went through a lot of some personal things, and you just showed up to the gym. Me and you would talk a little bit because again, I'm a little bit more years older than you, so I've also had a lot of experience with, not all good, but with life and personal things and issues. So I was able to at least talk to you, give you some of my advice, and I hope it was able to help you a little bit because I had to go through times where we're like, wow, this is a lot for me, like personally. But for me, the one thing I never did was always decide to get back up because I was always like, I can't quit. And I was like, you know what? Let me just go to the gym today. I don't feel my best. Like mentally, I'm not my best. Like maybe my lift is not the greatest that it's ever been, but when I walked out, I felt good.
Yeah.
So I tell some people that fitness in the gym, yeah, if you work out, you eat right, you're gonna look better. You're gonna be leaner, you're gonna be trimmer. You're just gonna feel better. It does have its vanity purposes, but I can attest to the mentalness that it actually gave me. Yeah. And it's crazy because they actually say a bout of exercise can be the equivalent to like a mild antidepressant.
Yeah, it definitely is.
The dopamine and the serotonin and things like that it definitely gives you. It's definitely done a lot for me. It's definitely helped to get me through a lot of dark, tiring days. But back to you. Let's talk a little bit about the peak week. Because you were originally supposed to do another show that I was at as a sponsor, right? And then me, you were talking days up until it. I think we talked that day. And I got a text message from you. I was on my couch on a Friday night. I actually was folding clothes to put in a box. I was gonna work that event the next day. Yeah. And he was seeing something from me. He's like, man, I thought I was out of there. It was done for me or something. I'm like, what's he talking about? And then he told me that you had a seizure. And I was like, oh, are you serious? Like, I didn't know what to make of that. I'm like, had a seizure. I'm in hospital. I'm like, just talk to me a little bit about that, and then we'll talk to you about probably how that happened, and then kind of like I want to say the danger sometime of actually coaching while competing in a show, because I think like it can be done, but you have to be really, really careful. I probably wouldn't recommend it because the coach needs a coach.
Yeah, exactly. I think I was a little bit ballsy at that point to be like having no coach.
Yes. You had some guts.
Yeah. So this is the thing. Like you can look lean, shredded like 4 months prior or like 8 weeks prior, 4 weeks prior. Yeah. But the peak week, that's what it matters. You can mess everything up in a day or two.
You can come on stage and look completely soft. It's crazy.
Yeah. That is I've seen that a lot of times. So that week pretty much, so I'll go back to a week prior to peak week. So a week prior to peak week, I had to fly to Oklahoma for my...
Yeah, you had a big brother's wedding or something, right?
Yeah, I had to fly to Oklahoma, right? So
travel's hard when you're getting close to competing.
So you're gonna hold water.
Yeah, because you're on the airplane for X amount of time, so you're sitting, so you're gonna, your body's gonna hold water.
Yeah, so like, definitely hold water. Then at that time when I was in Oklahoma, my diet was not 100%, to be honest.
I was wondering about that because you were going to like a wedding.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you have to have
like the preparations with the family
and the meals and all of that type of stuff.
Yeah, I took my meals with me.
Yeah, but then it's a wedding, and it's kind of like.
So when I got to Oklahoma, we got to like go to different places, like all the time, different family houses.
How many weeks were you out when you went to Oklahoma?
So that was like, that was like a week before peak week.
Yeah, I remember it was really close.
It's not a week before. Actually, I flew Friday or Thursday.
Yeah, it was very close.
Came back Monday, and that week is the show.
Yeah, I was wondering because I see that you were going, and I seen you posted. I'm like, shit, I wonder how that's gonna work because he's so close, and I was like the travel, and then
the sleep, everything,
the family and stuff like that, and the kind of the extra stimulation, from the event, and of course the weightings are super important. That's the hard thing with bodybuilding, and you're competing because like life happens.
Yeah.
And you have to like balance out that stuff. I went to like when I went to so many different events, and I was wondering how you dealt with that.
Yeah. So. My diet was not 100%. I would say like 85, 90%. Because I missed a couple meals here and there.
Yeah.
And sometimes my water intake wasn't that not on
all
point.
That stuff has to be on point.
Yeah. Then sleep, no, wasn't good. So I was sleeping like, I'll go to like one of my cousin's house. I'll just sleep on the couch when they're all talking. I'm the only one who's sleeping.
That cortisol will.
I was always tired. Yeah.
And then like. When you're close anyway, your energy's already in the toilet.
Yeah. Then after all this party and all this stuff, I'll come back to the apartment or like the hotel, and I'll just do like 1 hour treadmill.
Wow.
That's the only thing I did. I didn't work out there for 4 days.
Wow.
Yeah. So after getting back to Sacramento, so what I did was like did sauna, then I went on 0 carb diet, like pretty much all 0.
Get that water out of you.
Yeah. So like. By the time around like Thursday or Friday, that's when I started carbing up for the show, right? So I had this feeling that if I take this glucose disposal agent pills, it's gonna shuttle more carbs into the muscle.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it acts like an insulin.
Yeah.
It's gonna drop your blood sugar.
Like so for me, when I found out they had a seizure, like just my little bit of experience, I had a feeling of what you did.
Yeah.
I said, my leg said, I think he did something with the insulin. That's all I think I can make.
Yeah.
That's did you take insulin? You say no, I took a mimicker, but it basically acts like it. It's like very similar because insulin does it. It shuttles all the carbs into the muscle.
Yeah.
What people don't realize, if your food is not right, starts the blood sugar down and you go into like a diabetic type coma and stuff can like kill you. So
exactly.
Wow.
So those like pills, even if it's natural, right?
Yeah.
It got like strong ingredients in it.
You have to be careful because even over the counter stuff can have consequences.
Exactly. It was basically like berberine, cinnamon, chromium, all that stuff. But all that mix is gonna make it like super strong.
Just like natural stuff.
Yeah. So at that point you're glycogen depleted. So when you take those pills, even though if you have like 600 carbs in your system, you're gonna burn through it.
Yeah.
And still it's gonna be on your system working.
It's gonna do it.
Crazy so if you don't have glycogen, it's gonna eat all that sugar. Your blood sugar keeps on dropping. The day which I had seizures, I had 600 carbs prior to it. 600 carbs.
You had 600 carbs within the day or within 2 days?
It's a day, check on the day of the check-in.
So day check-ins, you were 600 carbs a day?
Yeah, that was like from 3 meals.
You were loading up.
Yeah.
You would think that would be enough, but that would have been enough. That may have been if you hadn't taken that.
Yeah.
But then you probably would have had to add.
I added those pills. So.
Yeah, that's the scary part. Because when you're using, especially anything like that, you have to really, you have to have a blood sugar monitor.
Yeah.
To be able to know, okay, this is my base number. Mm-hmm. When it's starting to drop like this, I have to do this.
Yeah.
Because everybody's body is a little bit different and how it deals with like those types of compounds. And how your body burns carbs. No one's really the same, so you have to like monitor that. So at the same time, you're watching Patrick at the same time. So talk to me about getting to the event, getting to the DoubleTree, how you felt. Did you feel really horrible before? We all feel. I'll be honest with you, we all feel like crap when we go to the weigh-ins. Like I'll be honest with you, I was there and I did a show in Fresno, and my lady was like, "Hey, smile." I'm like, I can't smile. I'm super tired. I can't leave me alone. So maybe for sure, kind of cranky. Lucky you don't have any kids.
Yeah.
Hey, but I can say, like, how did you feel when you walked into there? 'Cause that's where it happened. I mean, did it just kind of hit you all of a sudden? 'Cause I know some people that said they were talking to you, they saw you,
Yeah.
and then it just kind of happened. You can't really tell with you because you always just have that same like face look. You're always calm. You can't really tell what's going on with you.
So basically, this is what happened. Like morning, I had a meal. Second meal, I uploaded on pancakes a little bit.
Okay.
So me and Patrick, we went to IHOP and had some pancakes.
Oh,
see
nice.
how I want to see how they look.
How you react. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was fine. Then I had another meal. Then we took a nap. I told Patrick, go take a nap. Then I took a nap too. So after nap.
Oh, you guys took a nap?
Yeah.
You're tired of those pancakes.
Yeah. Yeah. So after that, I think I told Patrick to have one more meal.
Yeah.
I did not have the meal.
So you skipped. So the coach gave the advice.
Yeah. So because like we had two different macros.
Were you just weren't hungry?
I was on 600 carbs already, and he wasn't there yet. I had him on a different plan.
Yeah.
But I did not have that meal. So after that nap, I was rushing to the check-ins. I had to pick up Patrick, check his physique.
Oh yeah.
I was doing all his stuff. Then
yeah.
I was so focused on him.
You got to drive over there.
Yeah.
That's stressful in itself.
Yeah. Then I took him all. So we went to the check-ins. Everything was fine. And the check-ins, I think it took like almost like an hour.
A lot of people lied, huh?
Yeah. Then we had to do the tanning.
Yeah, tanning.
Yeah, so we did. So when we was tanning, that's what I felt I was going hypo.
Oh.
I felt like I was getting like a little bit lightheaded.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Then we were done with the tanning. We got out of the room. Then I was talking to Trevor.
Mm-hmm.
So we were walking and talking. And then I was like, I think I said something like, I think I'm feeling hypo. Then Patrick said, you need some rice cakes? I don't remember it. Then I just fall down.
Yeah, he said he fell down.
I fall down.
Right there.
Yeah, just fall down. Then all I remember is when I woke up, I had like few like EMT people.
Yeah.
Like EMT people or like nurses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had a lot of kind of IV stuff.
Okay, so you actually remember like being put on the gurney and taken out of the.
Nothing.
You were at the hospital. You were in the.
No, I was at the place where.
No, what I'm saying, when you woke up, where were you?
At the venue right there, or the place where I passed out. I think like Trevor or someone just hold me and put me on the down or something.
Okay.
Like that.
Did they end up taking you to the hospital?
No.
Wow.
So they said I was gone for like 15 to 20 minutes.
So they say check your vitals and everything. Did they give you like some glucose tablets or something?
No. So they did IV actually.
Oh, to inject it in you.
Yeah. So they did IV, and one of my friends told me they poked on both of my chest and pushed a lot of dextrose.
Okay. Yeah.
Sugar. Yeah. Then I woke up.
Yeah.
So even when I woke up a little bit, they asked me a few questions. I gave a different answer when I was normal.
Yeah.
So I gave two different answers.
So you gave it like.
I was like, my eyes was closed, but I was answering those questions.
Yeah.
Then after like 2 or 3 minutes.
Was everyone kind of like around you? People there?
Oh, it was crazy.
I'm pretty sure.
So when one thing when I woke up, you know Hazel, right?
Yeah.
She was right next to me. She gave me Pepsi and a couple sandwich.
Yeah.
To get my blood sugar up. That's how I met Hazel and Phil.
Oh my! So that's how you met Phil and Hazel.
Yeah.
That's a story right there. We're gonna.
That's
I didn't know that part.
Yeah, that's how I met Hazel and Phil. So she gave me Pepsi. She gave me a couple sandwich.
Yeah, right. And you're thinking,
then there was a lot of athletes like around me. The judges saw I'm passing out. That's what made it worse.
Yeah.
So I had the head judge. I think she saw it.
Yeah, Sandy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of it's a great sport. It's just you have to know your body. Pay attention to the signs. Just be careful with the things we want to do extreme things because we want to look good on stage day because that look is like so important. Like if you can get it right, peak, that can be the difference between first place and fifth.
Yeah.
That's like really crazy because I've seen guys that 3 weeks out, I'm like, damn, he's peeled, he's gonna do well. And then they come into the show, they're spilling, they're holding water. Because what I learned about it too is you can't always peak the same way.
Right.
Like your body fights you, what you did on one peak protocol as far as your carb loading and your water, next time it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Your body fights you, it's trying to catch on. So we're always trying to do the extreme things we can to just get that look. Again, it's a great sport, but with anything, There's risk to it. Have to be careful. So you weren't able to do that show. You went. I know you. They told you to get a clearance. And you actually were still trying to compete, right?
Yeah.
So see, that's.
So the day which I passed out, they didn't say anything. It came back to normal after 30 minutes. My blood sugar came back to like 80. I was functioning good. But when I stood up, my legs, I couldn't like, it felt like I did a leg workout.
Oh my God.
It was super stiff and sore. I couldn't walk properly.
Oh.
And also my tongue, I bit my tongue because I had a seizure. I busted my tongue out.
Yeah. That's the danger part with the seizures.
Yeah, that's my first time having seizures.
And people that have seizures already, basically tongues are all chewed up.
Yeah.
I know somebody actually bit part of their tongue off having the seizure.
Yeah. I think like, then I asked a few nurses, they said, if your blood sugar drops less than 50 or 40, there's a chance to get seizures or like you're gonna pass out. My blood sugar was 28.
Yeah, that's crazy.
28, that's like, I could have gone brain coma.
Yeah, coma for that. That's like ridiculously low. It's near like
death.
It's near death.
Yeah.
So okay, so you're afterwards. You're trying. Did you figure out like maybe man, I might not be able to compete 'cause my legs aren't. I mean,
yeah. So my whole look was messed up after that.
For sure.
Yeah, after the seizure, but I was still trying to compete.
That would probably
like,
been.
I know, like all my friends are coming, family. I was like, oh man, I gotta compete.
Even Everett, shout out Everett, Everett's national level NPC competitor, a great guy. He actually showed up with his fiance to actually watch you, and I had to tell him, yeah, he's not going to really compete today. You have people coming out, and that's the hard part. You let people down, but for me, I'm just happy you survived. Like that would have hurt me. I've been sad. You're a friend of mine. That something happened to you, man. That would have been a lot. That would have been more heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And you not stepping on stage, that ain't heartbreaking. Because I'm like, dude, there's other shows. You can compete the next show. You can wait the summer. You still have you.
Yeah.
Intact. Everything's good. But I know in that moment, you like, man, I worked so hard.
Also, like, I don't know how, after, at that night, the day before the show, right, my DMs was kind of full. Like, I was getting back-to-back text messages, Instagram, and a lot of messages. Like, I got overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, I had to reply to every single one of my friends. Like, Trevor, I don't know, who texted me, I thought you were dead. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
It was that scary. That seizure, the way they saw that, the way I acted at that point was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I was like,
I see, again, because I seen Trevor at the show, and I was talking to him about it, he's always right there.
Yeah.
And then I think I talked to Phil about it, like, weeks later at CalFit, and then Phil was like, yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
It was scary.
A lot of people thought I was taking insulin. Even Head Judge Sandy.
That's what I thought.
She came to me in the morning, like around 7.
Yeah.
Before that, she called me and told me, you cannot compete. You got to have a doctor's clearance.
Yeah, that too.
Then I went to her. I was like, I'm fully okay. I can't compete. And she said, no, you had a major seizure last night.
For sure. Yeah, that was. I was looking out for you.
Yeah.
You know, and then not to mention that you're having to pump all this stuff into you to kind of bring you back, and then you have to hydrate when you shouldn't be hydrating.
Yeah.
It have drove the look off.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so I think in hindsight, it probably was best you to compete for health purposes, and not to mention that you wouldn't have done as well as you could have done anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So an average person would have quit.
Yeah.
You know, I remember I told my lady what happened. He needs to give it up. I said, I'm going to tell you something. Like, people, like competitive athletes, like, we live a little bit on the edge. Just a little bit. We're not insane, but it's near there. We're really focused. Yeah. And when we have a goal, we really don't want to let off of that goal.
Right. Yeah.
It's a good thing, but it's something you have to kind of watch, because sometimes it'll make us do some things and make some choices because that goal is the goal. That's the goal. I want to do this. This is going to happen no matter what. So I would tell anybody that's competing, bodybuilding, or just recreationally, be careful. And I know people that have used insulin and it worked great for them and they had great looks, but insulin is dangerous. Even mimickers is something that can take you down and kill you.
Even that natural
even natural
stuff. Supplement, it just acted literally like insulin. That's crazy.
Pretty much what it was. And it mimicked it, but it wasn't the actual insulin, but it did pretty much exactly what insulin did. So not competing, showing up, watching the show, but then you decided that you were going to do the next show. I actually was at that show too. I was a sponsor. And you actually got back on stage, but this time you did something different. Yeah. You got a coach, because you have a vast knowledge about bodybuilding and supplements and stuff like that. You've been giving me some game. You're a student of this.
Yeah.
But you at that show were gonna have your client competing again.
Yeah.
But this time you decided you need help, and it was crazy because the coach that helped you
Yeah.
wasn't one that saw you down.
Yeah.
How did that conversation come about?
So
Working with Phil.
So working with Phil, actually I was
Shout out to IFBB Pro.
Phil kind of is a boy.
Hey.
So I was gonna still self-coach by myself.
Even after the seizure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, cause I gotta find a good. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
Even Sandy told me you might be smart, but I need you to have a coach before the
You
show.
have to have a coach.
Next show.
Yeah.
It's like.
Everyone should have a coach. I think most
Yeah.
people should have a coach.
Yeah. So I don't know who to choose. Like I was gonna hit up Trevor.
Kind of hard because you have
Yeah.
to find. It's hard because like you have to find a coach that works for you. There's a lot of coaches out there. Everyone says I'm this, I'm that. I'm the best. I'm the guru. But what I'm going to have to find a coach that works for
Yeah, I
me.
mean, everyone's still learning, man. That's the truth. Yeah. So I was still gonna do self coaching, right? And I was like, I'm not gonna make this mistake anymore.
Yeah.
Then one day when I was at CalFit, I was like, Phil's there.
Yeah, Phil stopped working there.
I was like, what?
Phil was just there because Phil wasn't there before. All of a sudden, Phil's there.
Phil's there. I was like, what the hell? Then I was like, I just talked to him.
Yeah.
And we were posting. He was like, dude, I think. Then I was like, let me.
It was kind of meant to be. Phil saw you have a seizure.
Yeah.
Then Phil's there at the gym.
Yeah. We were talking, and I said I'm gonna do the show in Bay, and he said, Then we were talking, and I was like, he asked me, I'll pick you for the show. Okay, let's do it. Hired him, and we became good friends. So we were working out together, posting. And like I'm learning new stuff. Like every time, like when you're with someone, when you're with a new coach or like IFBB Pro, you're learning more stuff from them.
Everybody has something.
Yeah, because he's been in this field for like 20 years, 50 years.
Yeah. He coaches a guy, Emilio as well.
Yeah. So what I don't know, I'm learning from him.
Yep.
So I thought it's a good opportunity to have a good coach. So I mean, like, and for even like nationals, right? I was only gonna do bantamweight bodybuilding. That was our goal.
Okay.
So after the Bay show, we asked the judges, what should I do?
Yeah.
Men's physique, classic.
No.
Yeah. And Sandy told me I'm good for a classic bodybuilder. But John Tuman told me you're gonna turn pro only if you do bantamweight right now. Then you can focus on building more muscle.
Yeah.
Also, Sandy told me like you were great on men's physique.
Yeah.
So I don't know which path should I go. So in order to go for a national level classic physique, I need to have 20, 25 plus more lean tissue.
Yeah, I was talking to one of the guys back on the side. He just went pro and he was looking at you and he was like, he just said the same thing. If you're going to turn pro right now, it would be bantamweight.
Bantamweight.
Because where your physique's at, if it were going to happen for you right now.
Yeah. So for the show, which we did in Bay, right?
Yeah.
I think I was around like 149, 150.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had to drop down to 140s, 141 to do bantamweight on that week.
Wow.
And I had to fly to Texas.
Wow.
So we made that happen. It was pretty simple, but
Drop the water. And
I think I drank like 3 gallons of water every day. Even on flight, I was drinking.
Up.
Yeah.
Load up. Then
PPP, yeah.
PPP.
Yeah.
If you like, that's funny too, because I know like right before my show, the day before my show, my coach would text me every hour and a half. Are you peeing? Oh, yeah, I'm peeing.
Yeah.
How much are you peeing?
Yeah.
To make sure, because if you aren't being able to urinate, that means that your body is now starting to hold water. It's actually the body, once it catches on, there's like an antidiuretic hormone the body actually releases. It actually starts to hold water. So your body has all kind of mechanisms to fight you if it understands what you're trying to do to it.
Yeah, I think for the Bay show, I think I had a lot of sodium.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of holding water because I wasn't peeing that much.
Oh yeah,
That's
sodium hold it.
Yeah, that's why I was like a bit soft. The lines were not popping.
So
we.
What drug test the sodium? What was going on with the diet for you to have that sodium?
So we were like test running something. We did like in and out. with fries, right?
Right.
But the
that was
fry,
Friday, huh?
yeah. So this is,
A lot
I
of salt
think,
in that, a lot of
yeah.
salt in that stuff though.
I think we forgot to tell them no sodium.
Yeah, you have to do it because I remember I had fries my last show, but the coach said don't have any salt on it.
Yeah, so we were already like adding salt like a little bit, so that we don't get too much sodium.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think that fries messed the whole thing up because
Yeah.
like I didn't tell them no sodium.
Yeah.
So all those fries had a lot of sodium.
Mm-hmm.
But like after that meal, like 10-15 minutes, I was like super full and
Yeah.
vascular. Then
Yeah.
I was asking Ash or Ronell, dude, I only had this meal like 15 minutes ago. How could that carbs work that fast?
Yeah.
Then I called Hazel or something. Hazel and Hazel and Phil, I told them, what could be the reason I'm feeling a lot of full and a lot of vascular?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the sodium.
Yeah, the sodium's like a
The
shut
carb's not gonna
Yeah.
absorb that fast.
Sodium's like bam,
Yeah.
right away.
Then I was like, damn. Then
Yeah.
we were expecting to pee like 5 or 6 times. I was
Yeah.
expecting.
Yeah, supposed
But,
to.
yeah, but I only peed 3 times that night.
The whole night?
Yeah,
that's not good.
that's not good.
Yeah.
Patrick was peeing
Yeah, you're
like
he's
7
peeing,
times.
He's peeing 7. That's
Seven
how you.
times. Yeah.
That's how you know
Yeah.
that you're right as far as not retaining the water.
Yeah.
Like in my mind, when I can pee, I was getting scared. I said, damn, if I don't pee, I was getting happy. Yes, I gotta use the
Yeah.
bathroom
Yeah.
again. I was getting
So he was peeing a lot.
Okay.
So and he woke up super. I think that was the best look he ever brought. Like super peel, super
Yeah,
tired.
you look great.
I knew he was gonna do good because I told him that morning, dude, you look fucking great.
That's a
Yeah,
testament
yeah,
to just you being an awesome
Yeah,
and a great coach.
Yeah.
Because not everybody that competes can coach.
yeah. So,
You know, not everybody that competes is actually a good coach. And you have passion for it though. You have to have passion to really want to be able to help people and to really be able to help your clients. So let's talk about you get to the show,
Right.
you know, and you placed a few different divisions, right?
yeah, I did all 3 divisions.
You know, 3 divisions, and then it was the following week after the show. You know, you couldn't have like what the normal bodybuilders have, and at the end, bodybuilders go have their like cheat meal, maybe some hamburger, fries, whatever it is that we do. You know, after our show, some of us go overboard, go crazy. I'm actually learning now when I do my next show that I really want to stay tighter.
Yeah.
But it's hard though because you're like 16, 18 weeks so structured.
Yeah.
Like you can't have anything that you want to have, and all of a sudden I'm off the protocol.
Yeah.
And now it's like I got this.
Yeah.
But you have to be careful because your body is like so sensitive. But how was it afterwards? 'Cause I think what did you have afterwards? You had a steak or something. You had nationals in Texas the next week, so you couldn't go all out.
So we were talking to Sandy, right? So she said if you're gonna do nationals,
Yeah.
you're not gonna have a cheat meal.
Yeah.
So Phil said, you're not gonna have burger or
No,
fries,
yeah.
nothing. That was
I heard,
her plan.
I heard him. He said, "I'll have a burger."
So then he said, go have a steak and some.
But a lean steak.
Yes, mashed potato or
Yeah.
something.
Yep.
And we had like a steak and mashed potato right after the show. Then back on track again. Because I had to fly after 2 days, 3 days.
You had to fly out there and go to
Yeah.
nationals.
Then I still gotta lose 9 pounds.
Wow.
So-
So okay. So where you were at the show, you need to go back down 9 pounds for your division.
For bantamweight, I had to be less than 143.5.
Yeah. It's
So I
serious
made
shit right
weight
there.
at 141 something.
Yeah.
Just like 2 weeks before Bay show, I made 140.
Yeah.
Right, 140.
Yeah.
Then that was like too flat, so we had to bump up our weight. That's why we brought food a little bit up.
Yeah.
Had 2 high days. So to bring back that weight,
Yeah.
so yeah.
It's hard. It's stressful sometimes when you're trying to get that weight down.
Because I knew I can make less than 142 because I made that weight 2
Yeah.
weeks before Bay show.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think I got my best look 2 weeks before the Bay show actually.
That's the hard thing because the scary part is like when I heard guys say women say too, should I peak 2 weeks before? Because you're trying to maintain that. I'm ready now,
Yeah.
but it's like you can't maintain it, and then you're trying to get it again right there, and it's like you can't peak twice because some people miss the peak because they peak too soon.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy part about it. I peaked too soon.
Yeah.
And it's a science behind it. I remember like when I was doing my first time I was competing, I had no idea. I'm asking, hey, what did you do for your peak? What one person did for peak, you can't do. It might not work for you.
Right.
sometimes you're gonna miss it a couple times. First few times I missed it, I had no idea what I was doing for me. And I feel like my last show, that's when I started to figure out kind of how to do this thing.
Yeah.
I would say that was like my first like show where that like I feel like that was a real show.
Real show. Yeah.
Oh, okay, this is what it's about. This is really what it is and what it takes. That shit is hard.
Yeah, it's hard. Sometimes I think like even like you don't have to try anything like burger and fries. Just keep it super
Nothing
clean.
crazy, yeah.
That would work actually. That worked properly actually. But
People just trying those little tricks that they really heard about.
But the burger and fries 2 weeks prior to the show, it did work on me.
Yeah.
And we did one more high day. One more. It worked on me.
Yeah.
But like the day before the show, it's the sodium. That's
the
what.
sodium where people get in trouble at.
Yeah.
Definitely have to watch that. So let's talk a little bit about going to Texas and how that's your first time actually going to a national show. You're nationally qualified before,
Yeah.
but going to an actual national show, this was your first time showing up there, right?
Right.
And you seen the legend, you saw the real deal Chris Cormier,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was super dope. And that guy is like, if y'all know like the old school bodybuilding, like in the mid '90s,
Yeah.
like early 2000s, you know, like Chris Cormier, like his physique was like, he was one of those guys, like he was like top, 5 at Olympias. I mean, I felt like he just had
Right.
one of my favorite physiques, man. I would look at him like in the Flex magazine and all that. He's one of those like legend, Hall of Fame type of guys. How was that being out there, just the energy at nationals, knowing that you were that close to being pro?
Nationals is a whole different vibe.
Yeah.
It's not like amateur shows.
Okay, talk to me.
Yeah, it's like everyone looked like a pro. Pretty
Oh
much.
yeah,
everyone looked like a pro.
everyone looks good. There's nobody there that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, everyone walks like, oh, they are like top
Already
yeah.
pro already.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Jacob. He's the one who introduced me to Chris Cormier. Yeah.
So Jacob was one of the overall heavyweight, right?
Yeah.
That dude was like, I seen him, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
That dude was huge.
Yeah, he was so close to getting his pro card.
I'm looking like, me and the Everett guy who was pro, I forgot his name, he was looking too. He's like, that dude, that's a big man. He was close, huh?
Yeah, he was so close.
He'll get there. Heavyweight's tough.
Yeah, I think heavyweight, I think that was the last class which they did for nationals. And it was pretty exciting to see that one because like.
Yeah, how was it? Because you're seeing everybody there,
Yeah.
and everyone is like close to pro. I think if you're nationally qualified, you didn't make it on accident. You're close. You could easily be a pro.
Yeah.
So everyone's looking good. The energy, the vibe was there. Everyone's that close. I mean, you told me it's a different game, huh?
It's a different game. It's a total different game. I mean, everyone looks super good. Like most of that, they'll be on their hoodies and stuff.
Yeah.
So and backstage is full. There's like a lot of athletes.
Yeah.
So
this is national. This is the big deal.
It's a big deal actually.
Wow.
And I was like shocked by how men's physique guys look.
Yeah.
I think class A and class B was the stack class, like the big class.
Yeah, a lot of men's physique.
Men's physique competitors, they look bigger than bodybuilders sometimes.
That's the crazy things. I've
Yeah.
seen men's physique guys,
Yeah.
and I'm like, that's a men's physique guy,
Yeah.
but that dude looks bigger than a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
The way, it's not necessarily the weight bigger, but the way the physique is structured is just crazy, ridiculous. The shoulders and everything. It's like, dang, with the trim waist, it just makes it's the illusion of more.
They were like super big. I was like, God damn.
It's kind of like, because you're in the gym, right? And you're in your gym, and you're one of the best looking guys at your gym.
Yeah.
But then you go and you step, and then it's like, man, you look great, you look great.
Yeah.
Now you're stepping to the national stage where everybody looks great.
Yeah,
And you're no longer that standout anymore alone. Everybody is a star from their city, from their gym. Just explain to men's a little bit, just having to be able to deal with that.
I mean, I was like, first of all, I was kind of shocked by the way like men's physique guys look, and also there was like 30 people in each class. Think about each class, 30 people.
Amateur.
It's not the whole division. It's each class in one division.
That's a lot of people. Amateur show, you might have 10 people in there.
10, maybe like 14 max.
Maximum, not 30.
Yeah.
That is crazy. So I heard from people too, like when you go backstage, like for your first time, because this is your first time, not on stage, but your first time at an amateur show, sometimes you have to kind of like not get like overwhelmed.
Right.
with how good the people look. 'Cause you don't know who's going to show up.
Yeah.
'Cause I know sometimes that can get in people's head too when you're getting ready to go out there. If you focus on how the next person looks, kind of stress me out.
Yeah.
That can cause you to kind of hold water. So you got to kind of stay calm at the same time. You know,
Yeah.
you see these people looking amazing, right?
Yeah. It's a different game. So like I think for my class for bodybuilding, right? I mean, couple of the athletes asked me, how much do you weigh? I was like, yeah, I'm still a bantamweight.
Yeah.
Because like I used to do every time I did lightweight because I'm always more than 143.5.
Yeah.
So I had to bring down that weight. Even though I had to bring down that weight, I'm the biggest in the class. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the top of the class.
Yeah, yeah.
So a couple of people asked me like, are you still less than 140? Yeah, I'm less than 143.8, 12.5.
Wow.
I mean, I was like, yeah.
Because you're much bigger than they were.
Yeah.
That's
what they think.
Like, how much does Tim guy weigh? Okay, so talk to me about out there, and I know you were a hair shot short of being pro, and from knowing you as your friend, I couldn't be more proud knowing everything that you had been through. This guy's on a national stage, and he was that close to being pro. Someone who's going to quit bodybuilding, giving up. All this stuff happened to you that wasn't your fault, but just crazy things.
Yeah.
And now I'm in Texas on a national stage, that close to being pro. I mean, how did that feel? I mean, you didn't get the pro card yet, but it's close, man. Next show it might be there, but you were right there. That's a testament because you had to look.
Yeah. First of all, I'm so grateful to be able to do the nationals.
Yes.
And do every shows I did in the past. Like,
Yeah.
I had a lot of help this time. A lot of my friends were supporting me.
Yeah.
Everyone was like checking on me.
That's so important with this, to have that support system, no matter how big it is. Even if you have one person, two people, but having that support system, like that community around you, is so big.
Yeah. So I had a lot of support this time. Like a few of my friends, they were willing to fly to Texas with me.
Yeah, that's
like,
super
dude,
dope, man.
No, dude, it's gonna be expensive. Like it's super expensive.
It is.
Yeah.
But that's super dope that you had that love, like people that want to be able to support you. So again, when I talk to people that know you, and they always say, you know, ELDO's a good dude. And that's why, like when someone is like a good dude, you root for them. You want to see them win, man. You try to help people. You give advice to people. I always see you talking to people at the gym that have questions about bodybuilding, nutrition. You're always helping people. Yeah. And I think you're just genuine. And people want to see you win. I want to see you win, man. I love seeing what you're doing.
Yeah.
I want to see you be able to get that pro card because you're that close. And I love to see the fact that you text me, you said, man, I'm in love with this sport.
Yeah, like more than pro card, of what I've learned is like, when we go to like different shows for nationals, right? We're gonna meet a lot of athletes with the same passion.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's different actually.
Yeah, it's the energy. When you're around people that are like you, you're like, damn, this is my community. Yeah. You know, you don't have to, like even when I go to shows, right, and I'm not competing, I'm watching them, right, and I have my meal preps with me. And all the different people that are watching, even like the bodybuilders that are not competing at the show with their spectators, they have their meal prep containers. Right. Nobody's questioning anybody. Why are you walking around with food? You got 3 prep containers with you. Like no one's questioning that. Like, why are you doing that? They understand. Right. They get it. Yeah. They're structured the way you're structured. They're structured the way that I'm structured. One thing I could say for me is me doing a couple shows is I feel like I like the structure of contest prep. It's tough, it's challenging, but I like the structure. And it's kind of weird to say, I'm actually looking forward to going back to prep. Yeah. I don't know why it's a different feeling. Like when I first prepped the first time, it was so hard because I never did it. Mm-hmm. Never did it. I'm complaining about how hard it is every day. I'm bitching about it. This last show, where I felt I had my best look, I didn't complain. I just said, fuck it, this is what we gotta do. Yeah. I feel like when you mentally accept it, and I'm just ready to go back, man. I love seeing you back in love with the passion of the sport, man. It's like, you're still young, man.
Even when I had that seizure, and when Sandy told me, compete, first thought in my mind was like, God, another obstacle. Like, damn, I cannot compete. Came back to it, now I cannot compete. Now it's like, everything's kind of blocking me from doing what I love. It's like, it's been happening.
It felt that way.
It felt that way. Back to back to back problems.
In the moment, for sure,
Yeah. So I was a little bit down, but like after 2 days, I was talking to my boys, I was talking to my brother and siblings. We went on a ride, and it was like, they were like, shit happens, bro. Just be confident, just keep moving.
it worked out for you
Yeah.
in the end the way it should.
Yeah.
And that's a story right there. The story we have to tell on this podcast. It was adversity.
Everything happens for a reason.
You could have quit and you could have gave up. You came back. You came back better. You went to nationals and you almost went pro. Some people may have gave up and scared. That's not for me. I'm not going to do this. You said no. I'm determined to do it. I'm going to get it done, dude. You look so peeled at the national stage, and I was happy for you. I showed my son. He's like, oh, wow. I was like, look what my boy did. It motivated me and inspired me leading into my next prep, man. You inspire people. And that's why I want to get you back on this podcast. This story was incredible. It's like a story of hell of adversity. It's like a guy, he almost died. Could have died. You learn from that and you won't do that again, right? And it taught you, hey, I need to have a coach and have somebody watching me. You learn these things that you wouldn't have learned if these things hadn't happened.
Yeah.
This can be a testament to somebody. And you're doing these types of shows and these events, you got a client, be very careful, but you may want to look at getting a second set of eyes on you yourself as well. To check on you, make sure that
Always.
you are good.
Yeah. And anytime, any clients, if they have a question, always ask your coach. Don't be shy or anything, like don't be like scared. If I ask this question, he's gonna feel in a different way. But just ask. That's how we learn.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I tell Patrick, and I have a couple other clients right now.
Yeah.
Dude, if you have any questions, hit me up.
For sure.
Every single day, every
For
time.
sure.
Because I mean, like I've been through that.
Yeah.
So you just ask me, bro.
Yeah.
And if you don't feel like something about like some supplements or like food, just tell me right away.
Yeah.
But like some clients, they're like, they won't like the food or like they don't feel it. They won't tell it.
I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah. If you tell me, then yeah.
Because some food don't work with you. The digestion's not there. Everybody's just a little bit.
That's the
different.
first question I ask. How's your digestion?
How's it? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. Communication with your coach and the client relationship is just extremely important. Again, it's my man ELDO. I love having him on this podcast to talk about adversity, triumph, coming back from what could have pushed him almost to the brink, to almost going pro. But I love to see what he's going to be able to do in the future. I love having this guy with the Invest Nation, with the Invest family. Like I said, he was one of the first people to ever wear my apparel. So I'm always happy and proud every time he does a post, every time I see him in the gym prepping and rocking. Because this man lives the life. I'm your host of the Invest Apparel, Johnny Invest. Smack that subscribe button. Eldo, shout out one of your IG channels or something like that so people can get what they want coaching or advice or anything.
So my IG is Swoldo Fit 2.0. And if you want to follow my YouTube, it's Swoldo. SWOLELDHO.
And you're dropping a lot more content in 2025, right?
Yeah.
And you got a new documentary out there right now, kind of documenting the contest prep the day before the show. You and Patrick, I watched it. It's super dope. Got your coach Phil in there, man. Just shout out to Phil. Shout out to Hazel.
And one more person I need to give shout out is Nivision and my friend Ronell. They're helping me with all my YouTube.
Shout out Renell.
Yeah. And
They do all the shooting for and stuff like that, right? Yeah, they're dope. I got to get with them.
Yeah. They're pretty pro at it.
Okay.
Especially Neil, he's like a great guy.
Okay.
And he just hit me up, let's do it.
Oh.
And we're gonna do one tonight too, so there'll be more content coming
Ooh,
in.
it's always sick, man. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah.
If you can send me a preview tonight, if you get it, that's dope.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Johnny Invest. This is the Invest Podcast. Again, like, share, and subscribe. We're out.